Even if you've been to many Italian cities, nothing prepares you for the exuberant, colourful and sometimes chaotic hubbub of Naples. The entire population seems to be in the streets that spill down into its harbour, and they're all talking at once. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 rated tourist attractions in Naples and easy day trips. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome travel guides, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So now let's cut to the chase. At 10, shopping at Galleria Umberto 1. Whether or not you are a dedicated shopper, you'll want to see this popular attraction for its architecture and grandeur. Built between 1887 and 1891, Galleria Umberto I was named for Umberto I, then King of Italy. Designed as a public place for shopping, businesses, cafes and social space, the tall building has 4 wings with iron and glass vaulting. These converge at the centre under a glass dome for spectacular effect. One of the wings opens onto the San Carlo Opera House. Although the Galleria is no longer the centre of Naples' cafe society, it is still a lively place to visit, with shops, restaurants and cafes. The interior is decorated with sculptures and paintings. At 9, Teatro di San Carlo. One of the largest theatres in Europe and one of Italy's premier opera houses, the real Teatro di San Carlo was built by King Charles of Bourbon, adjoining his royal palace. It was completed in 1737, and along with being the oldest continuously active opera house in Europe, it was the model for opera houses everywhere. 6 levels of ornately decorated boxes surround the interior, highlighted by the even more lavishly ornate royal box. In addition to operas, performances include concerts and ballet. Along with its outstanding acoustics, San Carlo has the reputation of attracting the noisiest and worst-behaved audiences in Italy. Woe betides the tenor who misses his high C here. At 8, Palazzo Reale. Along the east side of Piazza del Plebiscito is the former royal palace, begun in 1600 by Domenico Fontana and restored from 1837 to 1841. It is one of 4 palaces in the area that were used as residences by the Bourbon kings. On the long facade are 8 marble statues of the various kings who ruled Naples. Inside, you can see the grand staircase of white marble, built in 1651, a theatre and more than 24 rooms in its state apartment with furniture, tapestries, porcelains and sculptures. It's rarely crowded, inexpensive, and you get a free audio tour. Many tourists consider this one of Naples' most interesting and unsung attractions. Next up at 7, shopping for Presepi on Via San Gregorio Armeno. If you're looking for souvenirs that are unique to the city, terracotta nativity figures are the best things to buy in Naples. But a stroll along Via San Giorgio Armeno is more than just a chance to do shopping in Naples. It is an experience in local life and culture. During December, you'll find nativity scenes called Presepi in churches and public places all over Italy, but nowhere are they so elaborate as in Naples. The best-known craftsmen are here as well, and you will be astonished at the variety and finesse of some of these figures they create. In Italy, these Presepi contain far more than the figures central to the night in Bethlehem. You'll find animals, buildings, shops, children and entire villages of everyday activity surrounding the scenes, made of wood, ceramic, terracotta, plaster and other materials, some dressed elaborately in sumptuous fabrics. Miniature collectors will find tiny furniture, foods, animals, even entire shops and rooms. The most typical of Naples are the figures made of terracotta, and you'll find some of the most artistic at the studio of Giuseppe and Marco Ferrigno. At 6, Catacombs of San Gennaro. The 2nd century Catacombs of San Gennaro, like the Roman catacombs, are a maze of passages and tomb chambers, but are more ambitious architecturally and have finer paintings than their Roman counterparts. There are 2 levels of these, and in the upper catacombs vaulting are frescoes from late in the 2nd century. Here too is the small crypt of the bishops and the large underground basilica, with 3 naves cut into the stone and decorated with frescoes from the 4th through 6th centuries. The basilica was built near the catacombs in the 5th century, and although it has undergone several changes, it is a rare example of early Christian architecture. Even after major renovations during the Aragonese era in the 14th and 15th centuries, its basic structure of 3 naves and a semicircular apse remains. At 5, Castel Nuovo. On the south side of the Piazza del Municipio, the 5-towered Castel Nuovo, also known as the Mascio Angionio, was the residence of kings and viceroys of Naples. Its history reflects the various rulers, French, Aragonese, Spanish and Austrian, each adding and renovating to suit the times. It was originally built by Charles I of Anjou in 1279 to 1282 and was enlarged by Alfonso I of Aragon, who had the grand early Renaissance triumphal arch between the towers added between 1453 and 1467 to celebrate his victorious entry into the city. Parts of it are used for events and expositions, but the Armory Hall, the Southern Courtyard, the Charles V Hall and the Sala della Loggia are usually open. In the courtyard is the Gothic Church of Santa Barbara. At 4, Capodimonte Royal Palace and Museum. Intended originally as a hunting lodge for King Charles III, the Palazzo Reale di Capodimonte grew to become the royal residence and a place for the king to house the Farnese collection, which he had inherited. The collection includes portraits of members of ruling families by Titian and formed the basis of the National Gallery, one of the finest art collections in Italy, now housed here. Its more than 500 pictures include, in addition to the Titians, works by Mantegna, Caravaggio, Raphael, Botticelli, El Greco, Bellini and Neapolitan artists of the 17th and 18th centuries. In the royal apartments, you'll find furniture, tapestries and porcelain used in the palace during the Bourbon and Savoy dynasties. The small room, Salottino di Porcellana, is completely lined with porcelain. In the park that surrounds the palace, which was the royal hunting grounds, King Charles III founded the Capodimonte workshops to produce ceramics. This highly decorative work became quite famous, and you'll see products of the workshop at the convent Santa Chiara. Wander in the beautiful park along avenues shaded by huge trees, past battered statues and a pond. At 3, Cappella Sansevero. The Cappella Sansevero was built in 1590 as the private chapel of the Sansevero family and later became its burial chapel. In the 18th century, it was elaborately embellished in Baroque style by the eccentric mystic Raimondo de Sangro, Prince of Sansevero. Of the sculptures that he commissioned, the most outstanding artistic features are in the ethereal Veiled Christ by Sammartino, 1753, and 2 others that show the figures draped in what appears to be a translucent tissue of marble. Another, also carved from a single block of marble, shows a male figure partially wrapped in a net, free-falling in places and so intricately carved that it seems impossible that it's really made of stone. The chapel's most unusual exhibits are the pair of anatomical machines demonstrating the human circulatory system and muscles built on actual skeletons using wire, silk and beeswax. Needless to say, the prince's strange collection, added to all the Masonic symbols he incorporated into the chapel, gave rise to dark rumours about him and the scientific experiments he carried out in his adjoining palace. And now at 2, National Archeological Museum. The Museo Archeological Nazionale holds one of the world's finest collections of antiquities, many of which were brought here from early excavations of Pompeii. In fact, more of the city's artistic highlights are here than at the site itself. In addition, it has the art treasures of the kings of Naples, the Farnese collections from Rome and Parma, the collections from the palaces of Portici and Capodimonte, and material from Herculaneum and Cumae. The ground floor is devoted mainly to marble sculptures, including the Farnese Hercules, a colossal 3.17-metre statue found in the baths of Caracalla in Rome, and the Farnese Bull, the largest marble group that has come down from antiquity. On the mezzanine is the collection of ancient mosaics from Pompeii, including the famous 6.20-metre Alexander's Battle. On the first floor, second floor to Americans, is the central Salone dell'Atlante, is the Farnese Atlas. Here, too, is a collection of bronze sculpture from Pompeii, recognizable by the green oxidation, and Herculaneum with a dark patina. Look especially for Apollo playing a lyre, a 5th century original from the Peloponnese, found in the Casa del Sitarista in Pompeii. Also on this floor is a remarkable collection of ancient wall paintings, mainly from Pompeii, but also from Herculaneum and Stabai. The bronze household utensils and other bronzes, terracotta vessels and a large model of Pompeii are worth seeing too. And finally, at number 1, Castel Ovo and the Lungomare. Along the waterfront, at the historic gateway to the Mediterranean and the world, you can get a feel for this vibrant city. Naples harbour is divided into separate docks and basins by a series of piers and breakwaters, and is always bustling with activity. The Lungomare is a beach promenade that follows the shore for about 2.4 kilometres along Via Partenope and Via Francesco Caracciolo in the Chiaia neighbourhood, with beautiful views across the bay to Vesuvius and plenty of cafes and ice cream shops. Stroll here, enjoy the views and lively atmosphere, and sample Naples' contribution to food history, margherita pizza. Sitting on a promontory at the end of the Via Francesco Caracciolo is a 12th century Castel Ovo, the oldest castle in Naples. The views of the harbour, ferries, bay and Mount Vesuvius are even better from its ramparts, and inside is an ethno-prehistory museum with ceramics and other artifacts from ancient Naples. There is no charge for admission to the castle and museum, which, like the Lungomare, are among several free things to do in Naples. Beyond the castle lies the busiest part of the port of Naples, with the cruise port and departure point for ferries to Sicily, Sardinia and elsewhere. Farther south, from the quay on the Calata de Beverello, boats sail to Ponza, Capri and Ischia. Naples is the principal port for southern Italy, and the harbour is its heart. And there you have the top 10 rated tourist attractions in Naples and easy day trips. Did you like what you saw? Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic travel guides. See you next time.